Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the Mets, Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town.
You are now watching the amazing Mets pregame show with your hosts, Rob and CP.
Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets!
What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another amazing Mets pregame show right here on the channel. Once again, going solo tonight because our boy CP is at the ball game and remains undefeated when he goes to these road games. And listen, guys, it is what it is yesterday. It wasn't pretty, wasn't sexy, but it was a win. And I say this every single time I'm on a show. Don't matter how you win, it's did you win? And the Mets found a way to win yesterday. Was it the way we drew it up? No. But our Mets came back in the ball game, right? 2 RBIs by Alvarez to get the go-ahead run, and then it got very interesting. Then the extra innings happened. The Mets scored 150 runs in extra innings. Thank God they did, because the bullpen decided to try to give up the lead again. But the JD Martinez bomb in extras, right? Jose Iglesias home run. The offense is running on all cylinders right now, and it needs to be with a bullpen that has been lackluster, and that's the only words I have for it. They haven't been good at all, right? When you have 1 or 2 guys, if that you can go to, and you can't pitch them every day, you end up in a situation with Festa, with Jay, like yesterday, couldn't throw strikes. Made it interesting. You had a 6-run lead. Throw strikes. If they're going to hit the ball, they hit the ball. That's why you got other guys on the field to catch them. You can't give them base runners, because then you find yourself into a situation that you had to put in Garrett yesterday, who should have never been in the ball game. And right, he didn't throw a ton of pitches when he came in the ball game, and he'll probably be available today. But what if it did get a little bit more fishy? What if they fouled off a lot of pitches and he had 25, 30 pitches yesterday, and now today we're even more shorthanded? The fact is that I don't care if you're a minor leaguer. I don't care if it's your first outing as a reliever. I don't care. Baseball 101, do not walk people, especially with a big lead like that. Deep dish combo. Were you dancing to "Oh My God" last night? I do it at work. I don't care. I on my drive home, I got that "Oh My God" song going on. You know why? Because embrace it, right? the best part about yesterday, regardless of the big win, right? They prevented a losing streak, because when you hit a 3-game losing streak, it's officially a losing streak. They stopped the 2-game losing streak dead in its tracks, and good teams do that, and teams that win consistently don't let losing streaks get extended. And yesterday was a prime example of that. We always talk about the bounce back, right? CP talks about it. I talk about it. Hector talked about it yesterday. The important thing is to have the bounce back. The bounce back is probably more important than the couple of losses that you had, because you want to stop that losing streak right in its tracks. And that's the idea, and that's what they did yesterday, regardless of how they won, right? We know about the bullpen. We know our biggest issue is the bullpen. You know who also knows that? Carlos Mendoza. You know who also knows that? Every player that's in that lineup every single day. And the starting pitcher knows it, right? How did David Peterson do yesterday? He wasn't amazing, but he was pretty damn good. Got you a lot deeper than a lot of people have, and David Peterson has been doing that as of late since he's come back from injury. So we also have to remember that, you know, there was a lot of people that were really down on this team after the 2 losses. Like, we forget. We're going to lose games, guys, right? We're only game 82 into the season. We got another 80 to go. You're going to lose games, but it's just a matter of stopping streaks, losing streaks at 2, right? The good teams, if you look around baseball, right? Yeah, everybody has that, 4-game losing streak, maybe 5-game losing streak, but they don't have them consistently enough. That's why you win 85 plus ball games and being considered a really good team, right? The Mets are bordering a good team. Excuse me. We all know that, because their deficiency is the bullpen, right? No matter if you have a lead or not, you worry about the bullpen coming in. And right, the Mets are trying to do something about that, as Christian Scott is getting called up to pitch tomorrow's game, and Jose Buto is going to get slid into the bullpen, and Jay is optioned down to AAA. So the Mets are trying to do something as much as possible, as much as they can do internally, because there's not much they can do right now, right? We hear all the rumors. The Mets are in this bullpen guy, that bullpen guy. Oh, maybe him, maybe that guy. Of course they are. You know what? Who else is in that on those pitchers? A lot of other teams that need bullpen help, right? Have you looked at the ERAs in baseball, even the good teams? They're not very good. So the Mets find themselves in a position where it's not like the guys that they wanted in the bullpen are pitching bad, right? You got Drew Smith, Tommy John. Brooks Raley, Tommy John. Sean Reed Foley, IL, right? Jorge Lopez got DFA'd a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. There's a ton of injuries and Diaz suspension, which really put a really nook in this whole situation that made it even worse. So you have pitchers that aren't available, not pitchers that you're supposed to see on their names. Hey, look, they're in our bullpen and they pitch badly. That's not the case. If they were there and they were pitching badly, I'd be more concerned. The reason why I'm not concerned is because I trust David Stearns to do what he can internally, because, again, there's not much he could do, and he's trying what he needs to do. Christian Scott is going to fill in the spot for Tyler McGill. There's a pretty good chance in 2 days or maybe 3, when Tyler McGill gets through his rest period over the next 4 days or a couple of days now, I would think right when we go to Pittsburgh, or when we play Pittsburgh, McGill will probably be in the bullpen as well. You probably throw him in there. So in what I like about what the Mets did, and this is why David Stearns knows what he's doing. Everybody should be a little bit, have some confidence in David Stearns, right? Look what he's doing, right? He knows that he don't have a lot of relievers that can go 1 inning that you can trust. So what are you doing, right? Jose Buto, right? He's got that demeanor. He's got that energy. You can put him in multiple innings. You got Adrian Hauser, multiple innings. You got Nunez, multiple innings. Pretty good chance that Tyler McGill is going to be in this bullpen probably in a few days. Multiple inning guys. So what is he doing? He's like, okay, we don't have a lot of good pitchers that are bullpen guys that are like 1 inning guys. So to counteract that, let's put guys that can go multiple innings. So if you got 3 or maybe 4 guys, which the Mets should have when Tyler McGill goes in the bullpen, you got Nunez, you got Tyler McGill, you got Hauser. Those 3 guys, right, can go multiple innings. So you might not have to use them in the same day, which is important as well. Because you can also say, all right, this guy only goes 5 innings. All right, Adrian Hauser, you will be the guy coming in out of this bullpen. Say, for today's example, right? If Tyler McGill or Adrian Hauser is available, if Shomanai goes 5, all right, Adrian, you're definitely going to go 2, but let's see if you can go 3. Get it to the 8th inning. Get into the 8th inning, right? That saves your bullpen. That means you have a lot less for Mendoza to worry about in the game. Now, when it gets to extra innings, of course it's going to get fishy, guys. Of course it is. So that's the important thing. So that's why I'm not as concerned, because I know David Stearns is working the phones for trades, but you can't overspend. As much as I don't care about prospects, you don't want to waste those bullets if you don't have to. And I know people are like, well, this is desperation mode. Almost a little less than 4 weeks until the trade deadline. I understand your concern about that, but it's not about them pitching bad. It's about what they had to replace it with internally that is concerning. Now, if Jose Butto comes in and pitches well in the bullpen, this is a guy you can have in the bullpen when your guys get back healthy. When Sean Reed Foley comes back, when Diaz comes back, right? Now you got Nunez, you got Hauser, you got Butto. Those 3 guys, you got Longmans. And then you have other guys. When Diaz comes back, that's going to help as well. You got Diekman. I know a lot of people are down on Diekman, but Diekman is a good pitcher. He's struggling right now throwing strikes. He was really good earlier in the season, right? Don't give up on him completely, right? Ottavino is still the mop-up guy, right? I still think Ottavino, he has his moments. He's been bad this year, but he does have his moments. If he throws strikes, he's better than what he's doing right now. Not great, but he's better. I'm not telling you to pitch him in the 8th inning, but he is a guy that can actually come in for an inning, maybe 2, if a guy goes out in the 5th inning and throw him in the 6th inning or something like that. So you see what's going on right now. Yes. Let me see. What did I do with the lineup card? Did I mess it up? You sure? Let's see. Hold on. I thought I did it right. I'm sorry. I was trying to rush to get it together since I was running around all freaking day. Give me 1 second. What the hell? Did I mess it up? Let me see if I probably did. Hey, listen, typos matter, man. Yes, you're right. That's on me. That's on me, guys. I apologize. That is on me. I screwed that whole lineup up. But hey, it's a big typo. Let me switch that. Let me fix that. While I'm wasting everybody's time and talking about our Mets, let me start changing it. So I'm gonna start talking. Don't mind me looking down. I'm gonna change it just for everybody who is coming in. You know what I did? I'm an idiot. I mean, you guys know I'm an idiot, but at the very least, it's honest mistakes. I promise you that. All right. Hold on, guys. I apologize for that. All right. Pete Alonso. Yeah. That's right. JD Martinez is not playing. That's right. That's on me. Sorry about that, guys. Francisco Alvarez. And you know what? I know people are kind of probably upset about that. And for some reason, I don't know why. You know what's very interesting with Torrens being the DH guy? You don't got a catcher. And if, God forbid, Alvarez gets hurt, you got to put Torrens in, you lose your DH. I know that's something to talk about later, but all right, there we go. That's better. I'm sorry about that, guys. I was trying to figure out what the hell I did wrong. I know what I did, but I looked at I was looking at stats, and I kind of looked at the lineup that was kind of, everybody saw the last couple of days. So I was just looking at the stats, but that's not my apologies. Give me a second, guys. All right. Go. Getting it together. Actually looks normal. All right, guys. I apologize for that. All right. Yeah. All right. Should be ready to go in a few minutes, guys. Give me a second. All right. Hey, Daniel, listen, right? We always talk about it, right? If it's not a typo, something's up, right? So, do you think Grimace Costume got enough oxygen for a kid? I don't care if he got no oxygen, it's working. Deal with it, I guess. Let me see. Did I even actually put it right? We'll see, right? Who knows? You might get another typo. That's always a good sign. The Mets are winning with a lot of typos, so I'll take it. Let's see. Did I do it right? Hey, look at that. Who says I can't get it right? All right. I might have messed it up again. Who knows? But that's all right. But thank you for you guys calling me out on that because I wanted to make it right for you guys, especially the people who just come in. All right, guys. So JD Martinez is out. And listen, I'm not mad about that. And yes, I know he hit a big home run yesterday, but you got to keep this guy healthy, right? He's played every freaking day. Like, you got to be careful. So you definitely got to be careful with JD Martinez. So giving him an off day isn't the end of the world. This lineup has been raking right now. No matter who Mendoza puts in, they're hitting, right? Iglesias comes up with a big home run, right? I mean, McNeil is looking, like a decent player again, right? Alvarez is red hot. Lindor is red hot. Vientos is red hot. Taylor has been extremely good when he's replaced Marte. So this lineup, regardless of who's in, if they throw in their bench guys or what, they've been getting the job done. So I'm not concerned. So giving Martinez off, which you got to do, remember, we don't have no days off, guys. We don't have no more days off until the All-Star break. So we're playing 15, 16 straight games without a day off. So you got to give these guys a day off, right? That's why Alvarez was a big needed an off day. You got to give him an off day. JD Martinez, he's not 25 years old. You got to give him a day off, right? If the lineup was struggling, it'd be hard to do that. But they're scoring almost 7 runs per ball game. Like, I don't care who's in there. When the team is rolling like this offensively, you got to keep on riding the wave with everybody. You want to get everybody in there. You want to get everybody that confidence. You're probably going to see DJ Stewart in this 4-game series at some point. He's probably going to play on Thursday. You got to get everybody in there because when the team's rolling, everybody wants to be a part of it. Nobody wants to fail when they know everybody else is doing the job. Like DJ Stewart right now, right? He's not playing a lot. You want to get him in there. He's on your bench right now. You want him ready to go. So put DJ Stewart in there on Thursday at the 11 o'clock game, game 4 of the series. Put him out there. Let him get some confidence. Because when you're a guy who is not helping this team, who's been one of the best offense in baseball, you kind of like feel a little out of it. Like, oh, damn, I'm not a part of this. So I think they're going to do that. And giving guys days off, yeah, he does have a sore ankle, but again, I think he was going to get a day off in this 4-game series, and he's going to get a couple, right? I know he's hurt, but I think if the team was struggling and the offense was struggling, JD Martinez would have sucked it up and played probably. So I'm not too worried about that. So the day off comes at a good time when the lineup is red hot. Regardless if it's the ankle or it was a planned day off, regardless of the ankle, the fact is you got to give him some rest. Yeah, see, that is interesting. I'm a little surprised. I can only think that Shomania works well with Francisco Alvarez. That's why. But the Mets are putting themselves in, again, the Mets are putting themselves in a situation because you got both catchers in the lineup. Now, Jeff McNeil is an emergency catcher. I know people are like, oh, God, I don't need to see that. But it is an option. Worst case scenario, if Alvarez has to come out of the game for whatever reason, you could put Torrens as the catcher. You lose your DH, but it is what it is. So, yeah, exactly. Right? Oh, good. I mean, I'm sorry, Duran, right? That's what will probably happen, right? Torrens shouldn't be in the lineup with 2 catchers. He'll do some damage today. Like, that's just how it's been. Elgo, why were you worried about me? I don't know if we still have Joe Hudson. All right, let me just check something, guys. All right. Look, that's a scary situation with Nimo, Robert. Like I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're an elite athlete like Nimo is. You just can't mess with that, right? You don't just, faint out of nowhere, right? It could have been, like, whatever Nimo said, what it was, right? It's nothing like life threatening. It's just an odd situation, right? If it's a situation where you jump out of bed real quickly, your blood pressure spikes, especially when your blood pressure is somewhat low while you sleep because your beats per minute is, slows down than when you're doing your normal business during the day. So what happens when that blood pressure goes up to a crazy spike when it was already low? Sometimes you get a little lightheaded, and some people get it worse than others. And maybe Nimo just, jumped out. He told me he had a cramp, so you jump out of bed. Things happen. Yeah, Elgin, I do apologize about that. I canceled the stream. I said I was canceling it, and I actually went to work, so I totally forgot about it, and I realized it when people were emailing me, were like, "Hey, what happened? You okay?" And you weren't the only one out good. I appreciate the concern, but yeah, I was fine. I was working, so I just thought I canceled it officially. I put it up on my community page, but I never actually canceled the stream. So I do apologize if everybody was there and worried or, pissed off at me because I didn't show up, but I do apologize for that. Lapse in judgment. I went to work thinking I canceled it and I didn't. So, all right. Let's see. All right. Let's hope that Nimo injury isn't from what he got hit because of the. Maybe that's I didn't even think about that because he did get kind of hit in the head at 2 weeks ago maybe. So let's hope that's not a lingering effect. But listen, you don't play with that. You don't play with the head. Right? If he needs an extra day off, he still ain't feeling like, if you still got some cobwebs in that head of his, give him a couple of days. Look, the team's still scoring. We scored 9 runs yesterday. So look, Nimo always will be missed in this lineup, but when the whole team's doing their job, Nimo can get a couple of days, right? This is a life situation. This is look, baseball is not as important as life, right? So make sure he's good. Well, oh, good. You know what? Check the community pages because sometimes, sometimes when you're a subscriber and you're scrolling on my page or something like that, you'll see like what I posted, either the community page, a video, a live stream that's coming up, or something like that. So, that's a good way to like get information if you're not really knowing what's going on. The community page is a good idea. So, make sure you get that notification. I don't know if a lot of people don't. They subscribe, but they don't hit that bell for notifications. Always hit that bell, no matter what channel it is that you subscribe to. Hit that notification bell because regardless of what I put, it can be a one-word post. If I post something, video, short, live stream, if I'm typing something because I got something on my mind, I put it on the community page and you get a notification. So the community page is kind of like, yeah. So Josh, the community page is something for channels to interact with subscribers, members, or whatever, where we can put anything. We can post pictures. We can just tell what's on our mind. We can talk. We can update you guys on what streams are coming up. We can let you know that a short is out. We can let you know anything on the community page. If you go on the channel page, anybody, mine's, Chris, Hector's, Hayden's, doesn't matter, right? Or any Mets channel you want to go to, right? If you look where it says videos, lives, shorts, if you scroll it left to right, if you scroll it to the left a little bit, you'll see it says community page or community. You click on that, and I have all my posts that you'll see. So it is. That's all right, Daniel. Don't worry, I ain't that young. So trust me, it took me. No, it's on YouTube, not on Twitter, X, whatever the heck you want to call it. So that's what it is. So let me see if I can pull it up on my phone to make it easier for you guys. So if you go onto my channel, right, you type in Talking Mets with Rob, it takes you to the channel page, or it takes you to all the videos. But you click on my logo. I'm gonna do this right now, live stream, right? All right. So I put in Talking Mets with Rob. You'll see my videos, but you'll see the logo right there, right? You click on it, and it takes you to my channel, right? I don't know if it's clear enough, but probably not, but that's all right. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen. How about that? We're going to have some fun. Why not? The hell else are we going to do? Talk about the Red Hot Mets? Just give me a second, guys. I'm going to take you to my page. All right, here we go. Just give me a second. I want to share the screen so I can show you exactly what it is. Because trust me, we even put polls and on a community page. You know how like on when the live streams happen or a video, we can put a poll. Well, on the community page, we can put a poll, and if you don't know that it's there, you won't be able to vote on the poll. And I think that's important to realize as well. All right, let me share my screen, and I'll show you what is going on. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, there we go. So that is what it looks like, right? That is my channel page. Looks like that. So what you do, you scroll down, you find my logo, which is somewhere in between all these lovely videos. As you can see, it's all over the place right now. It's all over the place sometimes. You'll see what sports YouTube pages I watch. All right, see, it says right here, Talking Mets and Rob. Shows the subscribers, my bio, and you click on my logo, right? You click on it, and it takes you to my YouTube channel. And if you see it right there, and of course it's going to load because that's what happens. Of course it's going to go crazy on me because that's what it's got to do. Because it ain't my channel unless we go crazy, right? So, all right, so it's going to take you to my channel. I wanted to make it load so you can see how it looks. Of course, it's not going to load because it doesn't like me. All right, it's going to load again because I just pressed it. So once it loads, you'll see my channel, my official channel that you go to check whatever, right? So if you go down, see, this is my official page, right? It says right now, see where it says 54 watching right now. This is the live stream right here. It says Mets pregame, right? You got home, video, shorts, live, podcast, playlist, community page, right? You click on that. When you click on that, it takes you to this right over here, right? Little tutorial for you guys. So this is basically what it is, right? It's all, and as you see yesterday, I put it up on my community page, canceled, but I never actually canceled the stream. Stupid me. But anytime, see, I can put images, I could put a poll, a text poll, a quiz, whatever, or a video that I want to promote on the community page. But what's important about the community page is that it's everything that I can do. I can post videos, I can post upcoming live streams, I can post polls, just comments. If I want to talk about something or get something off my chest about the Mets, it can come on the community page. So you can always check that. But the most important thing when you subscribe to a channel is click on that notification bell. It's right on the screen. The stream that you're watching right now, where you're watching me, right underneath it where it says Mets Pregame Live, you'll see you're subscribed, and next to that, it has a bell. Click on that because that is the most important thing. So the important thing that I wanted to show you, and because it's important for a lot of channels, is the fact that whenever things go on or whenever you know how like on X, we're constantly updating like any play, any, bad situation with the Mets or good situation Mets, we're right on X typing away, oh my God, I can't believe you threw that pitch. I can't believe, that big home run, blah, blah, blah. The community page, hey, Sean, what's up, buddy? Long time. You go on the community page, you can voice your opinions just like that, and that's what we do. So I think it's awesome that they have that. Correct, Elga. Turn right now. If you don't have the notification on, the bell is gray, and when you click on it, it turns black. Or sometimes on certain phones, it turns like a red. On Samsung phones, sometimes it turns red. It can turn blue. Who knows? It depends on the settings as well that you have on your YouTube. So yeah, that's the important thing with that, and it's important. I know Chris uses it a lot. I know I use it a lot as well to promote the stream, promote the video that I might do, because sometimes I put a sneak peek on my videos. Like obviously during the season there isn't a lot of videos because it's mostly live streams, but like during the trade deadline or right around the trade deadline when the hot stove gets a little crazy and there's news and rumors and stuff like that, I'll sneak peek a video or a couple of seconds of the video so you get prepared when I post it. And I like to do a lot of polls. Like I did it a couple of weeks ago where the Mets were kind of like a few games under 500 playing better. So I was like, are you believing in this Mets team? And a good number of you said yes. And that's a good sign, right? So make sure, because I love when people interact, and you can also comment on the community page as well on that post. So it's always fun to interact like with people on the channel. Not just me. You can comment just like you're doing now in the chat on the community page as well. So make sure you check that out. It's a lot of fun. It's very interactive, and it's a way to get more out than just live streams and videos. So if you ever want to comment and you don't want to go through a video, go right to the community page and says, hey, I didn't ask Rob something, or I didn't ask Chris something, or whoever's channel you're on. Go right to that last post and comment, and we get it right away. So I think that's important, right? We get the notification, we get the email, we get everything. So whenever you guys comment, it's right on our notification, so we have an idea. So I think it's a great way to interact with everybody. Yeah, so Elgood, I know that's been a big thing about my channel. A lot of people love the watch parties that I've done a ton of. This, for some reason, when I go live during games, and you know how I have game day up and all that stuff? Well, StreamYard, for some reason, cuts it off at some point. I don't know why. It starts to freeze up, and I thought it was the internet. It's not. I checked 100 times. Everything else works. Like I can have 47 TVs in one room and have everything connected to the Wi-Fi, and it works perfect. So I don't know what it is. Like I'm just gonna start going live during games, and I'll just update the score instead of putting game day up. Like I'll have the volume of the game because I know you guys like that, but I'll give you the updates on the scores. Maybe I'll put a notification on the bottom about the score and the inning and all that, right? It sucks. I'd rather have game day up so you interact with me. You'll see the score, you see the game, what's going on, batter, pitcher, all that. But I'll just have to tell you guys throughout the game. If you guys want me to do it that way, I'd love to do it, right? Get instant reactions. It'll be a lot of fun, again, because I love doing those games, right? I don't care that it takes 3 hours. It don't bother me. It's a lot of fun. And listen, a lot of you guys have subscribers and found my channel based on those live streams during watch parties. So it's always a lot of fun. Mike. Awful roster assembly by Stearns, using backup catcher as a DH because we have 0 right-handed bats available. Send down Gamble. I tend to agree. I want to call it awful roster assembling. I think it's just more that JD Martinez is not in the lineup today. That's it. That's the reason, right? And you know, you don't expect him to get hurt or hurt his ankle, and that's why he's not in the lineup today. So I want to call it bad roster management or roster assembly. I think that's a little tough, right? I mean, like I don't like 2 catchers in the lineup because God forbid Alvarez gets hurt, or even Torrens gets hurt, or say if Alvarez, you know, comes out of the lineup for whatever reason, Torrens is probably going to be a catcher. You're going to lose your DH. Kind of sucks. Right? Or you got Jeff McNeil that can slide into that catcher's role as an emergency catcher. So, again, it's worst case scenario that we're talking about here. And Mike, I know we're Met fans. We always look at worst case scenario. But because JD Martinez ankle was an issue, you would have had JD Martinez in a lineup, but we wouldn't be talking about this. So, I mean, you could have used DJ Stewart. You could have used Gamble. But they wanted to go with another right-hander. And Torrens has put a lot of good at-bats together. And again, I'm not a big fan of this, putting 2 catchers in a lineup. But a lot of Met fans wanted Alvarez to be in the lineup regardless if he was catching or not because we needed his bat in the lineup. This was before he got hurt in April. So, I don't like it, and I don't think it's bad roster assembly. I just think it's circumstance, right? JD Martinez would have been in the lineup today. You're not going to make a roster move because JD Martinez is probably out 1 game. That doesn't make sense. So it's kind of hard to talk about roster assembly when you're talking about 1 game, not a week. If it's been a couple of days, all right, now we have a conversation. But roster assembly, it is what it is, right? Right? Tyrone Taylor was your right-handed bat. Well, he can't be when he needs to start because Marte's not in there. And if you look in the minors, you can't just bring up a righty to bring up a righty. What if they're not an outfielder? So you're going to lose an outfielder. So who are you sending down? You want to send down Gamble? We don't have a lot of outfield depth either, right? So, Gallow's the right field depth, DJ Stewart. But I'd rather deal with it for 1 day than worry about it right now because it's not – if Martinez is an ongoing issue over the next couple of days, then we can talk about, all right, send Gallo down, bring in the righty because Martinez is going to be out. If it's only 1 game, it's stupid to change your roster like that. Like, this is not dealing with the bullpen on a daily basis. So just to let you know, guys, the update about JD Martinez, he's not in the lineup. He did tweak his ankle yesterday. I still think it's more of a day off. I think they were going to give him a day off one of these games anyway. It just happens to be today because of the ankle. Let's hope he's good, ready to go the next couple of days. Christian Scott is going to be called up or is called up to pitch tomorrow. Jose Butto has been called up and Jay has been optioned. So you got Jose Butto in the lineup. In the bullpen, excuse me. Now, what I like about this, and I talked about this earlier, if you just tune in and I'll say it again, you got Nunez, you got Hauser, and you got Jose Butto. All guys that can go multiple innings. Why is that important? Because you don't have to use the crap of your bullpen. The guys that you don't trust, you don't have to use in big spots. You can have either one of those 2-3 guys pitch multiple innings, even if your pitcher, your starter, goes 5 innings. So it's going to save your bullpen, and you're going to have quality pitchers coming into the game. And Hauser and Nunez has been excellent in multiple innings, and I expect Jose Butto to do such that. And on top of that, there's a pretty good chance in a day or two, well, probably about 2 days, probably either the end of the Washington series, or the end of, or the beginning of the Pittsburgh series, Tyler McGill's probably going to get sent to the bullpen. So now you got 4 guys who can pitch multiple innings. They don't have to, but they could pitch multiple innings. And what that does, you don't have to continue to take from the farm, mediocre bullpen guys that are bullpen guys in AAA who are not good and shoot them into the bullpen and hope and pray that they're good. So at least the guys that are starters that you're throwing into the bullpen here are going to be guys that could pitch well and give you multiple innings. And I think that's important. Yeah, Diekman is a roller coaster. Look, he was so good in April. He lost the strike zone, right? He's got to fix that. Is Butto available tonight? I would assume so. I don't think putting him on the roster today would make any sense. Why make that move if he can't pitch today? I'm assuming he's available. Again, we don't know that. I'm not watching the pregame right now, so I don't know. And if you guys are watching it, please let me know. Please let the chat know if you're watching it and they say something about it. Yeah, I don't think any night we have a closer, to be quite honest. I don't think Reed Garrett's your closer. I think it's a wait and see approach. Yeah, Hauser has been excellent, not even just worked out. He's been excellent. And that's a job. Look, for people who are complaining about David Stearns, he did not have to take Hauser out of the rotation. He could have easily kept Hauser in there and says, I trust the veteran, right? He swallowed his pride because that is his first trade as running the Mets. He could have been like, no, we're going to keep him in there and go with it. So I think doing that and seeing how successful Hauser was. And I think that Buto has that mentality, that bulldog mentality. I think Jose Buto can be a really good bullpen, a late inning bullpen guy, because he has that mentality, right? He has that don't fuck with me mentality. And sorry if I curse. Some people don't like me to curse, but I just have to say, because that's the way I feel about Jose Buto. He's a bulldog. He's a badass. So I'm not worried about him at all. Now, can he lose the plate? Can every reliever lose the plate? Mike, yeah. Tyler McGill was a train wreck as a reliever, but it was 2022, right? It was 2022. And that was when the Mets were falling apart. And I'm not going to kill Tyler McGill for 2 years ago, right? I think throw him into the bullpen because you need him right now. It's just a fact, right? I'm not saying that you're going to use him in big spots every single time, but you know what? If Sean Manaea goes 5 innings, say if McGill was available today, why would I not want to use him for the 6th inning or 7th inning, right? And then you have somebody else for the 8th and the 9th, right? It's saving your bullpen. And right now, it's all hands on deck. I don't care that Tyler McGill was bad 2 years ago in the bullpen. I don't care. That does not matter to me right now. Try him out. What's the worst that could happen? He's going to be just as bad as everybody else that we trotted out there that is not a major leaguer, that we thrown into the bullpen because everybody's been hurt. Like, at least try it. Maybe you hit lightning in a bottle and Tyler McGill becomes a serviceable bullpen arm, right? At this point, we have no other choice. Right? Do you want to get the guys in AAA that are bullpen guys that have 4.5, 5 ERAs and throw them into the major leagues and see if it works out? I'd rather go with the guys that I've seen before, even as a starter, because I see the potential. Right? Tyler McGill, maybe if you notice with Tyler McGill, he'll pitch good for 2-3 innings and then he'll start messing up in the 4th or 5th inning. So maybe you get those 2 good innings coming out of the bullpen. I think that's the idea behind Tyler McGill in the bullpen, right? And Tyler McGill is a different pitcher in 2022 than he is now, right? He kind of changed up his pitching, attributes, or how he throws certain pitches. So it might work better now the way he throws certain pitches in the bullpen than he is a starter. We'll see. We will see, right? I'm not saying Tyler McGill is going to be good, but why not try it? It can't be worse than what's going on. And if it is, well, next man up, right? Mike Vasil's down there. Maybe you give him a shot. Like, we can't, unfortunately, because a lot of teams are still, quote unquote, in the mix, they're not trading people right now. And the teams that are already out of it are not going to trade you players now when the competition for that same guy isn't going to get ramped up probably until another 2 weeks. So why would they trade you and not get the best offer from you when they can wait, get more teams involved, and get even a better deal? So that's where Stearns is right now. I can assure you he's probably working the phones. But if the other team hangs up on you, what are you going to do? Or they're asking you for the stars in the moon, and it's way too much for a bullpen arm. You just don't pull the trigger because you need it, and you waste a couple of assets on one bullpen arm when you can probably in 2 weeks from now get multiple bullpen arms for a couple of assets instead of just one, right? Don't overpay while you still have options. The Mets have options. Let's not forget about that, right? They're already putting a couple of starters in the bullpen, right? Those are options. And if they work out, now you can calm things down until when the trade talks really start picking up, probably in 2 weeks, right around the All-Star break, and see what you can get. Because we're not the only team that needs bullpen help. There's a ton of National League teams. There's a ton of American League teams. So you're just going to have to deal with it right now, and that's what they're trying to do. And it's unfortunate, but it's a situation that it is what it is. I hate saying that all the time, but that's what it is. Yeah, exactly, Buto. So last pitch, 6:28. Oh, good. Thank you for that update. So he's right on the 5th day or 4 days rest. So he's ready to go. He can probably pitch maybe an inning or two because today's probably his his pitch day where he, probably throws 30 pitches just to get himself ready for a start. So he's probably available for an inning, maybe two. So I would think they wouldn't bring him up if he wasn't available. That would waste a roster spot. Yeah, well, Mike, I think they're going to try. Look, right now, there's no point in bringing Basil and Hamill up right now when you still got major league options available as starters, changing them into relievers, right? If McGill doesn't work out, all right, let's try Mike Vasil. Why not, right? He hasn't been good as a starter this year. He's been not as good. And again, I still think these guys are going to be decent. I think Vasil is probably a back-end rotation guy, maybe a 4 or a 5. Hamill has potential to be a 2 or a 3. Right now, they haven't been that good, right? There's a pretty good chance that Vasil is probably going to be in his bullpen if somebody doesn't work out. So we'll see. What do they have in their bullpen? Not a lot. Look at the injuries. Yeah, exactly, Mike. The Cubs bullpen has been worse, right? I don't know if the Cubs are going to be buyers. They're probably going to be sellers. But yeah, I mean, look around baseball. The ERAs are absolutely terrible. Even some of the good teams, the really good teams, have bullpen issues. Brandon Sproat, he's been too good as a starter. Look, you can't just bring up these guys that you're still trying to develop as well, right? You can't mess up their development because you need a little help right now, and you don't want to get these guys hurt either, right? These guys are used to starting. You don't want to just throw them in the bullpen, pitch once. They might have to pitch 2 days in a row. When they're not used to that, you can hurt their arms, and you don't want to hurt these guys' arms either. Yeah, easy, but you know what? That takes years, right? Stearns didn't have years to do what Cashman has done. But by the way, guys, have you seen the ERA of the bullpen for the Yankees? And I've praised Cashman for years, how he puts a bunch of no names together. Like he'll have 1 or 2 names that you've heard of, but a lot of no names in a bullpen, and they pitch extremely well. And the Yankees have one of the best bullpens in baseball for a couple of years in a row, including David Stearns with the Brewers. So, right, to have David Stearns do what Cashman has done over the years and have a lot of guys that you never heard of in bullpens and pitch well, that takes years. That takes a couple of years. David Stearns only been here not even a year yet. So, yeah, that's important to realize that will probably happen eventually, but that takes 2 or 3 years down the road. Like that takes time to really scout around the league. What team is looking to get rid of somebody for cash considerations or somebody who got DFA'd. Like Stearns did a lot of that this offseason, right? A lot of the guys you've seen are guys he picked up, right? Nobody said they were going to be good or bad, but there is a couple of guys like Kranick, there's a guy Sulser. Those 2 guys are options as well in the minors that are available now as well. So they could be options as well a couple of weeks down the road, depending on if the Mets can get some guys in this at the trade deadline as well. So, yeah, good. But it's not even that, though, right? Even when they're coming out in the 5th inning, which, by the way, most pitchers do, like the Mets are not unique in this situation, guys. We got to stop thinking that the Mets are the only team that most of their pitchers are going 5 innings. That's not the case. Look around baseball. It's not happening often. Like, yes, their ace, right? The Mets, unfortunately, don't have their ace in Kodai Senga, right? But Luis Severino is going at least 6 innings, right? David Peterson, since he's come back, has gone 6 innings or more. So the Mets, it's only been 2 or 3 guys, which most teams have that happen. So it has nothing to do with the bullpen. They're good. The bullpen isn't bad because they're being overused. The bullpen is bad because most of the guys that you trusted are hurt or suspended. That's what we have to continue to realize that, guys. It's not like the guys that we know, like Drew Smith, Raley, Foley, Jorge Lopez, right? Jorge Lopez got DFA, and Diaz, right? Most of those guys are hurt and suspended, so they're not available, right? It's not like they're pitching bad. They're there and they're pitching bad. That's a whole different scenario. This is a scenario that it's very hard to plan for. 3 main guys in your bullpen are out because of injury. You can't plan for that. I'm sorry. Nobody plans to have 3 of their main bullpen arms injured and 2 of them out for the rest of the year. You don't plan for that. That's almost impossible to do. You only got 26 men on a roster. If the guys are good, they're going to be in the majors. But you have the depth, and most of the times your depth isn't as good as the guys you're replacing. It's just a fact. Like, that is the issue more than being overused. Because how are they overused? Everybody and their mother is coming up from the minors to pitch. So they're not getting overused. They're getting put in spots that they're uncomfortable in, like Ottavino, right? Like, that's a problem, right? A lot of the guys, like Diekman, are put them in uncomfortable spots. Diekman is not an 8th inning guy, right? He's not. He's more of a specialist, but he's a 6th inning guy, just like Ottavino, probably a 5th, 6th inning, maybe 7th inning guy. So that's the issue. The issue is the guys that are still healthy and available aren't guys that you're throwing in the 7th or 8th inning. Diekman occasionally in the 7th, but because these guys, are getting bumped up in uncomfortable spots, we're expecting them to do great. So, what's it going to take to get Miller? Nobody's getting Miller. The A's aren't trading Miller unless the team gives them an outrageous package. And I don't think anybody's going to do that. Yeah, Mike, they're not going to do that. I mean, who knows? Manfred's an idiot, but it's not even that. Here's the problem with baseball, right? We bitch and moan about the majority of baseball. The MLB average is 5 1/3 innings. That is the MLB average for a starter. 5 1/3. Go back 10 years ago, it was more than an inning, more than what it is now, right? When analytics really got involved, and when they believed that pitching too much and throwing over 100 pitches and throwing more innings than they should is the reason why these pitchers are getting hurt, they tried to limit the pitches. They tried to limit the innings. Yet, more pitchers are getting hurt than they did 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Why is that? I know why. Because when you try to extend these guys who've never done it, right? When you keep them under 5 innings in the minors, when you keep them to 85 pitches in the minors to protect them, when they come up in the big leagues and you need them to go 6 or 7 innings and throw 100, 105 pitchers, their body's not used to that. So what's going to happen when your body is not used to that? Let me ask you something. If you sit down at an office job, right, and you're not very active, and somebody tells you, hey, run around the block when you've been sitting down for 8 hours during your office job and tell you to run around the block, I can assure you you're probably not going to be that athletic doing that without sweating, breathing heavy, and everything hurting. That's the same issue. When you don't do it on a regular basis, guess what? Your body is not going to handle it as good as you think. So I think the underworked system or plan that most teams have, almost all the teams have, when they come up through the system, and then when they get to the majors, they expect them to do more. I don't understand how that works. Right? How can you tell a guy that's only pitched 5 innings, the majority of his professional career in the minors, throwing less than 100 pitches, never going more than 5 innings, and then when they get to the majors, hey, we need you to go 6 or 7 and throw 100 pitches. Yet they never threw more than 85. They never gone past 5 innings. And then we expect them to do so just because, when they've never done that. And then when they get injured, nobody knows why. Well, obviously, they never done it in their professional career while going through the minors. So what do you expect? So that's the issue. Yeah, but you mean it's not as hard as they do, because you don't think guys 10 years ago were throwing as hard? Of course they are. The problem is, and yes, They do tell them to go all out for as many pitches as possible. But look what they do in the minors. Look at the innings. Some of these guys don't even throw 100 innings. They don't even throw 100 pitches the entire season in the minors. So when you expect them to get here and throw 6 innings and throw 100 pitches, but they've never done that in the minors, like, I don't know what you expect. Of course they're going to get hurt. Of course they're not going to be as good or as expected to go further into ball games, because you don't give them that. You don't give them that option. You take them out before anything gets alarming. I'm sorry. I've seen guys, I grew up when guys would go 8 innings, throw 135 pitches. And these are a lot of guys that were throwing into their 40s, late 30s, early 40s, that were pitching late into their 30s, that was always throwing 200 innings, 120 pitches per game when they started. Yet they never had major injuries, major arm injuries. Yeah, they got, bumps and bruises, couple of sore arms and stuff like that. But they never had Tommy John constantly, or bad shoulder capsule injuries like these pitchers are having. That's what it is. Yeah, exactly, Elgo. But you know what it is? Because there's certain pitchers that just can do it, and it's rare. And you know what? Because you know why they do that now? Because Jose Butto has come up here already, right? They're not trying to, quote unquote, protect his arm anymore, protect that prospect, because he is not. Would you consider him a prospect anymore? He's been up already. So they're preparing him for the majors. The problem is, I don't think they prepare a lot of these pitchers for the major leagues anymore to go extended innings, extended pitches. They don't do it. All right, guys. So the game's about to start. Sean Manaea is on the mound against DJ Hers. The Mets lineup is Lindor, Beta, Vientos, Alonso, Alvarez, Torrens, Taylor, Iglesias, and McNeil. No, that is not a typo. Yes, both catchers are in the lineup. JD Martinez's ankle is barking a little bit, so they're going to keep him out of the lineup. You have 2 catchers in there. They probably wanted to get more right-handed in this lineup today with the lefty on the mound. Hopefully, Alvarez remains in the game, because then that catcher situation is going to be interesting. You probably have to put Torrens as the catcher, but you lose your DH. But the offense has been rolling, scoring 7 runs per ball game, or just under 7 runs per ball game. They're red hot right now. They stopped the 2-game losing streak. Now about to start another one, winning the first game of the series against the Nationals. I am solo today. CP is at the game in Washington, bringing that good luck. He is undefeated at games this year. So shout out to CP, who is probably drinking a couple of beers for all of us right now. Probably hung out in the bullpen pregame and now in the stadium ready for Mets and Nationals. With that said, guys, that is another amazing Mets pregame in the books. No postgame today, but I will see you tomorrow for another pregame. With that said, guys, everybody have a great day. Let's go Mets. Let's get another W. Let's hope our bullpen does not get destroyed once again. But our offense is red hot. We'll see how it goes. As always, Met fans, let's go Mets. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Enjoy the game. Good night, guys.